strong. Tomorrow marks 1 year since the Boston Marathon bombings. Security is tight in the city where twin bombs went off at last year's finish line, killing 3 people and injuring hundreds more.
And city officials are implementing new security measures 1 week before this year's race. They're also planning to honor the victims during a special ceremony. Eyewitness News reporter Todd Wallace is live now in Boston with what he's learned.
And Mike and Shannon, tomorrow's event will underscore really one irrefutable fact. Boston is proof that through tragedy, there can be triumph. Satellite trucks, barricades, and a high police presence on Boylston Street. The finish line for the Boston Marathon has been transformed 1 week before the famous race to commemorate an event the nation and especially this city will never forget.
Just that community, that sense of community, being from Boston. We're a great city, we're a tough city, and we'll get through anything.
The Heinz Convention Center will be the site of a tribute featuring Vice President Joe Biden and a host of state leaders to honor those who lost lives, survivors, and first responders. Yusuf Muhammad says the event is symbolic of the now famous slogan, Boston Strong.
And this year we're going to show that we will not be deterred regardless of the actions of a few. This is a city that has a history of ups and downs, but has always rebounded.
Days before the race and hours before the ceremony, there's a sense of togetherness at and near the site of so much tragedy. It's what made Natalie Lucas fall in love with her new town.
It's amazing. I've never called any place home other than Madrid, New York, and I call Boston home forever now. I've never felt so much a part of a community in my life.
Boston Strong, staying strong. The finish line for the Boston Marathon is about a half a block away over my left shoulder here on Boylston Street, and Heinz Convention Center, where the event will be taking place, is about 3 blocks away. Coming up new at 6, we caught up with Boston Mayor Marty Walsh, and he talked to us about tomorrow's event. He also spoke to us about the tragedy and the recovery and what it all means to him. Again, that's coming up new at 6. But for now, reporting live in Boston, Todd Wallace, Eyewitness News.
And stay with Eyewitness News as we continue to bring you in-depth coverage of the Boston Marathon bombings 1 year later. Coming up new on Eyewitness News at 6:30 on Fox Providence, Mike Monacavo shares a heartwarming story. Newport native and survivor Heather Abbott introduces us to the little boy who she says has inspired her to move forward and start running again.
And if you head over to our website, you'll find a timeline of Heather Abbott's recovery, what you need to know if you plan on attending the race. Plus, we have more than a dozen photo galleries from the day of the bombing and all of the inspirational stories that followed.